Hi, Zesties. Okay, well, I am. Ugh, I lost the thingy that stabilizes this thingy. And it's like somewhere in the car, but actually, there's this one piece that I never realized how to put on. Okay, there we go. So I'm in Louisiana. Yes, I'm living in Mississippi, not in Louisiana, for those who care. But I had to come to Louisiana today, and I really wanted to do my first crab review in Louisiana. So I'm at Maryjs Seafood in Metairie. This is right next to a gas station. This is like, you can see the gas station behind me. So, hey, but the Louisiana people say they like gas or whatever. It's already like a hardcore no from me, and like I should have known better than to get crabs outside of St. Pete. Like, I'm just gonna keep it real, but this was $40. This ended up being like $40, and it looks really good and everything, but this is a pound of blue crabs and a pig foot, and I was really excited to get a place with pig feet, but like, online it said that their sides were a lot less expensive than they told me they were here. So I ended up just saying, whatever, give me a give me a pound of snow crab, the pig's foot, and call it a day. But I feel like $40 is crazy for this amount of food. Like, this wouldn't fly in St. Pete. And I'm sorry I don't have the tray. I'm sorry it's not good. I'm just gonna keep it real. I chose this place specifically because they have the pig feet, which I really wanted to try. But like, with how expensive it is, I should get the best sauce in the universe. This is like, it comes with some jalapenos, which is cool. But this is like, oil. Like, you can't see it very well, but it's oil. There's no color to it. Literally seems like oil with like lemongrass and onions. And I had high hopes for this place because it's Viet Cajun, which is Vietnamese Cajun. And I really wanted to try that. But I saw a guy returning his food, and that worried me. But people return food all the time. Like, even in St. Pete, they'll be returning Kaya's food and Diana's food and everyone. So, but now I'm kind of like, this just isn't. This is not what I'm used to, and this would never fly in St. Pete. I forgot to bring my fork too. And I'm sorry I don't have the tray. Even like, these little parts at the end, I feel like I don't even know. Like, one of the clusters they gave me, like, doesn't have it. Nope. I'm sorry, this would never fly in St. Pete. They'd be like laughed out of town. That's not even any hate to them. And you know, this sauce costs like $3 per pound, and it's like, bro, I got the fanciest sauce, which is called like Savage sauce. If I'm getting the most expensive sauce that costs like $30, at least all the veggies and stuff they put on it tastes pretty good. But like, if I'm gonna get the most expensive sauce, it at least better be good. And like, don't get me wrong, it's good, but like, you know, I just came from St. Pete, Florida. St. Pete has the best crabs and maybe the best seafood in the U.S. I wanted to be the one to have the audacity to claim that St. Pete, Florida has better seafood than New Orleans. Well, here I am saying it. Because this would not fly in St. Pete. Let's talk about the positives, though. The people that work there were very nice and sweet. When I told them that I was from out of town, they wanted to have me try out a crawfish and show me how to open it and everything. So, you know, the people were very nice. There was good customer service. But I feel like, I don't know, but like considering whatever crawfish boils and stuff I've had like previously in Louisiana, I don't really think this would be like we're in Metairie, you know, which is like suburbs of New Orleans. I feel that if we were more like downtown or wherever, this wouldn't really fly either. Let me give a rating though, because like, and also the snow crabs taste really fishy. Like, I don't feel that they're the best quality. So it just wasn't worth it for the price. However, it's decent. If you've never been to St. Pete, you'll probably like it. But I just came from St. Pete, so. I do appreciate the Asian flavor and everything, but I just wish it were a little more like, the sauce is hard to scoop up too. There's all these veggies at the bottom, which I like, but they're kind of hard to like scoop up. I'm trying to think of a rating, but I feel I can't really give rating until I eat the pig's foot. This is why I came to this specific place, because I wanted a pig's foot. I wanted a crab boil with a pig's foot. I've seen people in Louisiana and Texas eating crawfish boils with pig's feet and stuff, so I wanted to try it. Well, whew, that's good. they just gained a point in my book just by virtue of having the pig's feet, and it is a lot easier to scoop up the veggies with the pig's foot. The boil with the pig's feet's really good, but still, like, it annoys me that online it said the potatoes and corn were like 70 cents or something, and I even thought that was pretty cheap, you know. And then when I came here, they said the potatoes and corn was like $4, and I was like, whoa, wait. So, I'm not gonna lie, it's really freaking good with the pig's foot. This really upped it for me. That really upped it for me. But it's still not a $40 meal. So, what would I rate this place? Dang, it's really good with the frickin' pig's feet. So what would I rate this place? Also, as tends to happen, the sauce is tasting a lot better at the end. But I don't like that it's hard. The sauce is hard to scoop up with a crab. However, when you actually scoop it up with the veggies and everything, it's pretty good. Still not quite worth the price point. I'm trying to figure out what score to give them. I'm hesitant to give a sub 7. See, like, yeah, they need to have a fork with this. Let me see, did they? They need to have a fork with this to scoop up the veggies and stuff, because I'm using my hands. So, it's so freaking good with the pig's foot, though. Please, if anyone can point me to somewhere in Mississippi that does crab boils or crawfish boils or whatever, and they have pig's feet as a side, let me know. So honestly, okay, I've thought about the rating. I feel that this place deserves a 7 just based off the flavor, but they lose half a point for the price. It's just a little too much. And they make it like inconvenient. You know, they're like, oh, it's $4 for potatoes, but you get 3 whole potatoes. It's like, well, I don't want 3 whole potatoes. I want some little sides, you know what I mean? And they don't allow you to order like half pounds of shrimp. And I'm like, you know, I don't really like that. However, considering the pig's feet and how good the sauce tasted once the oil's gone and more of the veggies are present, I will give this place, Maryjs Seafood in Metairie, Louisiana, a 6.75 out of 10. And to be honest, it could very easily be more. And I hate to talk about prices because I know everything's really expensive nowadays, but you know, I just have to keep it real. I just came from St. Pete, and in St. Pete it would be a lot cheaper. Even though everything's more expensive there, but I was just a little surprised considering, like, in St. Pete, if I spent $40, I wouldn't be able to finish what I ordered. And this I'm gonna finish, and this was after tip. Like, I gave a tip to them because, to be honest, like, I used to not like tipping, or I was like a bad tipper. However, the cost of living is so extreme now that I try to, you know, help out if I can. See, I don't know if I'm supposed to just straight up eat these veggies off. I just wish the sauce were, I don't know, like in St. Pete, you know, they make it scoopy and whatever, muddy and dirty like they say, but the base of the sauce is not butter or oil. I'm not saying that that's bad. I love some butter, but this is a little, like, extreme on the butter side. Well, look at this though. But like I said, I have to scoop this up with my hands. I have to put it on there. But it's still pretty good. The jalapenos are a nice touch. But I just still have to give 6.75 based on the prices and the difference in prices from what I saw online versus in store. And the fact that the sauce was the most expensive sauce, $3 extra per pound. And while it is good, and I do appreciate the Asian flavor, I appreciate the Viet Cajun aspect of it, I wasn't really impressed enough by it to be like, oh yeah. It's not like in St. Pete when I would go to Dirty Diana and I'd be just blown away. It's just kind of like, okay, you know what I mean? But Man, let me tell you, the streets in New Orleans are really crazy. Today was my first time ever driving in New Orleans, and it's quite an experience. The roads make Miami roads look really nicely planned. Hey, at least they only gave me one claw, so I won't feel so bad if I... Come on, come out. Please come out. Damn it. Oops, sorry for cussing. Well, I'm gonna miss one claw. Whatever. But like I said, you know, after St. Pete, I'm afraid to buy crabs anywhere, even in New Orleans, because it's just not gonna be as good. But hey, I've said before, ooh. Even though I'm not in St. Pete, I want to put St. Pete on the map. And I said I wanted to come to New Orleans someday and make the crazy claim see, the thing is, you know what? I'm going to keep the 6.75 because I would like to give it a 7 or 7.5, but the price point was just kind of bad for me. Oops. Sorry about the sun. I guess that's a problem out here too when filming, is that the sun is hard to control. But yeah, you know, for $40 in St. Pete, I'd expect to be stuffed full, and here I'm still hungry, so I just can't give it a full 7. But, you know, like I said, I just came from St. Pete. So, crabs are a little tough. I was hoping New Orleans could give me something. But my first try was okay, but not good enough for me to come back. But that pig's feet, I want to find, see, in St. Pete they do turkey neck, but with that pig's feet it was good. I don't know, I feel like the St. Pete people might be a little too bougie. They're not country enough for all that. But if Dirty Diana's had pig's feet. But yeah, man, this was just kind of not big enough for me. Never big enough. But, you know, it's just kind of like, I just expected bigger for $40. Even though, like I said, that was after tip, but still. you know. See, and just compare my hands to after I ate Dirty Diana's. This is not a St. Pete hand after eating the crabs. This is a New Orleans hand after eating the crabs. Yup, I think I ate everything. And I'm still hungry, 6.75. And I would give a lower score, however, I love the pig feet. And I do love the originalness of the Cajun sauce. The Viet Cajun sauce. However, $40 and I'm still hungry. And they didn't let you order half pounds. And if you order sides, they charge you more than they say online, and they force you to get more than you like want or need. Like, why as a single person would I need 2 whole corn or 3 whole corn cobs or 3 whole potatoes? Give me some little potatoes, 1 corn cob, you know. They kind of made it complicated to get the whole boil going. So 6.75. I was hoping to get better in St. Pete than St. Pete in New Orleans, but I didn't. But I kind of knew that already. Sorry in advance to whoever I review in Mississippi. I'll try to be nice to you guys. And hopefully someday soon I can find a place that compares to St. Pete, because, you know, they really spoiled me with the crabs out there. But you know what? My shirt is dirty, and that's a good sign, you know. But I still can't quite give him a 7. I'm very sorry. You guys were very nice in here. So I'm sorry to give you not so good of a review. However, $40 and I'm still hungry. I just can't give a 7.